What's up? Another day, another dollar here. We back at it again on the video. And today, episode We Break It, I Fix It, episode 9, I believe, or 10. So I'm pretty much going to show you guys what I'm going to be working on and what the stuff I had to do. Working on a 2001 Honda Accord, and I'm changing out the ABS sensor on the passenger side. So this is what I'm going to show you guys. If you ever have the ABS lights on, this car is coming. So if you ever guys have a ABS light on, so this is something that I do recommend to do. Flip the camera. I recommend getting probably one of these scanners that is pretty much can read transmission codes and everything like that. So this one reads ABS. So right here it says, I'm only gonna focus a little bit, but it says the right front wheel sensor is open or short. So that is pretty much what it's reading on. It's gonna be on the passenger side. If you guys don't have it, if you guys don't have one of those scan tools, it's a longer process. But if you have a multimeter, you can actually go with every sensor individually and actually test it out of the arms and see if it's working. That's a long process. Or what you guys can do is just buy all of them and just replace all of them and just keep them going, replacing one and like trial and error to see which one it actually is broken. But so the first step is get your jack stand, get your tools, and I do have a hammer because just in case, because I pretty much might need a hammer too as well. And yeah, you just jack up the car until just get it all ready. So you want to see the jack now. Okay, so I got the wheel off. This is one or two methods I do recommend for you guys to do as well, because ABS sensors do be seized. By the way, this customer needs a new axle. The axle boot is ripped, but is pretty much right there. That's the sensor right there. So it's the wire that goes up to here, and it connects in, and then I guess it connects into somewhere in the engine bay, right there. So but the one thing I do recommend is to do, because sometimes it do be a little bit seized. So the easiest method is to take off the axle nut and just to kind of get the axle out of the wheel bearing itself, and then after that you can move it off to the side and you can hammer it from with the inside out, because sometimes it be seized. So hopefully I can get it out easy. That's not the case, because I actually forgot my sockets at my house for these. So but another method that you can do is too as well, if you see right here, and you just take this nut off, you can get some pliers and kind of like just rotate it left and right. If you have some WD-40, you can do that too as well. If you don't have WD-40, you can use any type of lubrication, so brake fluid you can use, because it's a very, very thin oil based. It's pretty much oil, but it's very, very thin. Or oil itself, if you have a very thin oil, you could use that too as well, because all it is rubber. So if you get lubrication in there, and you're pretty much good. Or you could use a torch and just heat it up too as well. That's a possibility that you guys can do too as well. So yeah, so all right, so let me just take off this bolt. Enough of me talking. And I believe it's a 10 mil. Yep, it is a 10 mil. So all right, so let me just take this off, and hopefully I get a deep socket. So hopefully everything can work out pretty great. And yeah, hopefully everything can work out pretty great, and I can get this thing off very, very easy. So let me just take this bolt off and then go from there. Okay, so I finally got the O2 sensor out without taking out the axle. So this is the trick I wanted to show you guys what to do. It wasn't too hard, but it wasn't too hard. But let me flip the camera around and show you guys. So I got it out. So this was the piece right here. So the first thing what I did is pretty much I took a hammer and you know, like the tip of it, I broke that off just because I needed some room with the flathead so I can push it back and pry it back. And then at first it was very seized on there, so what I did was I took a heat and I just torched the mess out of it off, and then I used a hammer on this side. I kind of put it like right here, and I just kept the hammer in it until the top half broke off. After when the top half broke off, then I kept on heating the flange part. Yeah, I kept on heating the flange part like right there. I had to clean that all off in there. And pretty much, yeah. So after I heated that up, I put a crayon on it, but it wasn't really necessary because it was already rubber. So after when I put the crayon on there and just kept on heating it up, then it broke free to the point I can wiggle left and right. And I just took one of these pliers, and I took this plier too as well, because it can hose clamp pliers. So it was a lot of room that I can put this piece in the back side of it and push it. And that's how I got it out. And I just took these locking pliers, I grabbed on a little piece of it and got it right off. So that is one step how to do it. If you guys don't want to do that step, then the easiest way is just to get the axle out the wheel bearing, and then you have some room and you can take a flyhead and just hammer that out. That's the easiest method, but it is the longest method because you do have to take off the rotor, brake pads, and stuff like that. And just by brake pads, she is a little bit low on brake pads, so I had to tell her you need brake pads very, very soon. This upper control arm bushing is shot too as well, so I would tell her about that one too as well. But pretty much, yeah. So you know, Chris Fix out with the old and with the new. So, but I still had to take apart before we even open up the box. We had to still take apart get the rest of the Ultra Center out. So, and that is pretty much in the engine bay. So I had to, yeah, she don't have a holder. So let me get something I can prop something up. I kind of jumped the gun a little bit, but pretty much, yeah. What I did was I took off the bracket. I took it off the bracket, but it actually come with new brackets too as well, so you don't need to do that. But all you had to do is take off one. Is a 10 mil right here, 10 mil right here, and a 10 mil right here, and then yeah, and then it's gonna plug into here. So to be honest, it's probably the ABS sensor was working the whole entire time, but it wasn't plugged in. So yeah. Yeah, make sure you check that first, just in case. But regardless, whatever it is, the new part actually came. The new part is here, so I had to change it out regardless. But pretty much, yeah. So I'm just tightening up these bolts here, get some content for you guys. Just hand tightening on for now. And then I just had to take this nut off. And then from there, this is gonna plug in just like that. And then from there, and then you just put the rest of the wire inside that little hole right there. So, but I do recommend to do that first because it looked like it might be a little bit pain if you bolt that in first. All right. Doing this with one hand. All right. And you can, I'll put it the same way how it was in. So it was in like, oh, actually it's only one way to put this thing on. They have a little groove. Yeah. So they have a little groove, and that piece, the V shape, if let me zoom in, that V shape right there, that will technically W shape, it has to be facing up. to let you guys know. So yeah, so now the last step, what I have to do. All right, let's put this on just like that. And you see, I could adjust it to a certain way, that how it was like, and it wasn't like that. They have a little groove and a little hole. So yeah, they have a little tab, little hole right here. So I have to clamp into that spot. No. All right, and then just hand tighten it on. Right now, these bolts is not the best quality. All right, but it's good for right now. Then you take the leftover. Yep, you take the leftover, and I had to remove this guy here off to put the new clamp on there. And then you plug it in right there. So let me just do it from this side. And I don't use two hands. This is the clamp right here, and you can just do it from the outside and just pushing these tabs in, and then push it out. So I'm gonna just do that now. Okay, so I got the tab off. And then you just put this tab back into the same hole. I'm trying to the best I can. All right, there we go. Now it's in there. Now you just plug it right in. Boom, right there. So now it's nice and clean. It's good. Double check the work. So now the last but not least, what I have to do is tighten up all the bolts. So get my 10mm deep socket. It's not really needed, but it's just a little bit better too. All right. You don't have to be really, really tight. It's just holding on the wire. This is only 10 mils. So after when it's snug, just go a little that, and then that's pretty much good. Don't want to over tighten these bolts, because if those things are seized, those things are the first ones to snap. All right. So that is good. Just double check the work. That bolt is tightened. That bolt is tightened. So now what we do is, now we do is just put the wheel back on, and pretty much, yeah. So what I can do is, I'm pretty sure I might be wrong, but I am going to check it out to see if the code is off, even though, but I'm pretty sure, I think I have to drive it, but it's not far, but I'm pretty sure the wheel has to move and rotate. So we'll just back out of it, show you guys. So I just had to just back out of it, go to Honda. See, I can zoom in for a little bit so you can see. Then you just click that. It's pretty a cool tool. I'm not sure where I got this from, but because my dad bought it for me for Christmas a while back ago. But it's not a bad tool though. And you just let this thing load. It doesn't take that long. They can't. Yeah, there's gonna be a cut. I'll just. All right, so now what they have a lot of things you could do. This engine, transmission, ABS, and this is actually the airbags too as well. So we do ABS. Yeah, so the car is still off. Kind of figured. Yeah, I kind of figured that pretty much. I had to put the wheel back on and then put it back to the floor, start it up, and then I just had to just drive it like 2 inches, and then it will automatically start reading, and then the light will just go off. So yeah, so the video's not done. I'm gonna just put this yeah, so I'm just gonna put this wheel back on, get everything cleaned up and stuff like that, and then she should be looking good. So, and I definitely do recommend go with good brands. This was like, I think it's 8 Premium that's on Amazon, this brand here for this box. So I actually like that brand. It's not I never had, honestly. So yeah, I never had any problems with it. All right, so see you guys very, very soon. All right, so the vehicle, she is done. So yeah, again, we're trying to aim for those 200 subscribers at the end of July. So definitely like and subscribe. I really do appreciate it, and definitely comment anything below that if you guys see anything that you want me to do, like any YouTube videos, or like you see anything that you want me to improve of. I like to keep knowledge. I've been starting YouTube for like at least a year, so anybody that has some like advice for anything, then definitely put that in the comments below. And pretty much, yeah. But again, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. When episode we break it, I fix it. I believe this is episode, the next one maybe 10 or 11. I have to double check, but yeah. But just like and subscribe. See you guys in the next one.